What's up, everybody, and welcome to From the Top Rope. I am your host, Gerge Brooms, and this is episode number 36, and we are here to preview Combat Sports Pros Tropic Combat happening this Saturday live here in Fort Walton Beach at Props Brewery and Tap Room. I am so damn excited. I got a special guest on today. I'll throw it over to him in a second to introduce himself. But before we jump in, don't forget, you can follow me on Instagram at I Hate Gerge Brooms. You can also follow this podcast at From the Top Rope Podcast. We are also on TikTok now at From the Top Rope. Don't forget, you can follow Combat Sports Pro Wrestling at Combat Sports Pro Wrestling on either Facebook or Instagram. And don't forget, we're also sponsored by Bath AF. That is Bath AF, the best bath bombs in the world. You can follow them on Instagram at I Love Bath AF. And we're also sponsored by Twin HIPPO Designs. Follow them on Instagram at Twin HIPPO Designs. That's simple designs for lovers of simple things, cute stationary items to enhance that relationship you have with your small business and your customers. But enough of all the nonsense. Like I said, I got a special guest on today. I'm super excited to have him. Lucha, I'm going to throw it over to you. Introduce yourself. Tell the world who the hell you are.
Well, yeah, of course, Lucha Locura. Been wrestling for 21 years. Internationally wrestled over in Australia. I've done Mexico, Puerto Rico, all over the States. Currently, I'm based off of Florida, living in Alabama at the moment. So I kind of wrestle right now in Texas, Georgia, Louisiana, Mississippi, Florida, Alabama, and I've been up north a couple times, like Illinois, Wisconsin, New York, Philadelphia. Yeah, just been pretty much everywhere. I've even wrestled in California. And I truly enjoyed it. I've done it for about 21 years, like I said. But it's been a pleasure, doing business with all these young cats. And I like giving that experience to those young cats. And, like especially Ray, he's like a brother to me. So I've been helping him out a lot. So
Ray's awesome, man. Absolutely, Ray. And before we jump into that, based off of what I've been reading on social media and the stuff you've been posting, can you confirm here you are in fact retiring after Tropic Combat live at Props Brewery and Tap Room on Saturday?
that is absolutely 100% true. I am retiring. Unfortunately, doing this for so long, I've got a lot of back issues, and they were talking about doing back surgery. I talked to my doctor. The doctor, before he goes any further with that, he wants to do epidural shots to my back. So most likely I'll be getting epidural shots every couple months, depending on my pain scale. But yeah, it's definitely gonna happen. The good thing about doing the epidural, and if they do work, I might make an appearance every once in a year or maybe twice a year. But yeah, this is definitely a retirement for me. I'm not saying that I'm gonna step away from the business. I will be doing stuff backstage. Probably manage one or two individuals here. I will be helping my brother Ray Fury out a lot. And I'll still be helping training people. And right now I got this opportunity with Revolt Pro Wrestling to be the GM for them. So this is going to be a great opportunity, a different path, but hey, I'm still here.
That's awesome. And yeah, I'm really upset I didn't make it out to the Revolt show last week. The rain and the tropical storm. You were at the Revolt show, I'm assuming, right?
Yes.
How'd that go?
It was packed.
Yeah.
It was a packed house. It was a fun night. I got a couple surprises. Did get a going away plaque, a thank you plaque from Revolt Pro. I also got from the fans, brought me cake. Some fans brought me money. I can't complain about the money. But yeah, some fans brought me money. I sold merch. I had a main event match with Ray. Me and Ray went up against the Pride, which is your favorite Russian, Vladimir Kolov, and his partner. Killed it. We won that match, and then of course the Rapture had to intervene, and I got a little cocky, and of course I said no, let's do this right now, and we lost our tag belts, but we still have the combat titles, so That's all that matters.
Yeah, that's exactly what matters. And we're going to talk about you defending those tag belts here shortly. But before we move on to Tropic Combat coming up this Saturday night uh, at Props Brewery and Tap Room, what got you into wrestling, Lucha? What 21 years ago? What put you into the ring or made you drive down to get into the ring and start your wrestling career?
So my wrestling career started 21 years ago, but I've been a fan of wrestling since I was about 2 or 3 years old. I started, and everybody laughs at this and mocks me for it, but I started watching Hulk Hogan. I mean, I was a little kid.
Yeah, of
He was
course.
bigger
Yeah.
than life. He was bigger than life for me. And so my brother was a fan of Ultimate Warrior, and we would pretend we were, I was Hogan, he was Warrior. We had that feud going. And then later on, throughout the years, as I started getting older, I got my hands on watching Shawn Michaels and then Dean Malenko, and then from there, I just knew I wanted to be a wrestler. And 21 years ago, I joined the military, and it was kind of my way of like, hey, I could pay for wrestling school, and that's what I did. Paid about 4 grand just to go to wrestling school. A lot of people don't understand. A lot of these rookies don't understand. Like they get this training and they complain about paying this much a week, this much a week. I paid 4,000 off the bat. Um,
Oof.
so they should be happy that they only paid that little bit. But I mean, I did it. I don't regret it. I went through training with the NWA, and Terry Taylor was one of the trainers, and he took me in. And I mean, ever since then, I've been wrestling everywhere. I can't complain.
As you mentioned earlier, you've wrestled all over the world, all over the country. Even now, wrestling, like you said, with Revolt, and you've also been wrestling in Mississippi. Um, think back, and I'm putting you on the spot right now, and I didn't give you this question ahead of time. I want you to think back. What was your most fun match you wrestled ever?
So, do you want it independent guys or names?
I want whatever your most fun match was. If you got a couple of them, you can name a couple of them, man.
Okay, so I always have fun whenever I'm in the ring with Suicidal Soldier.
Oh yeah.
Always have a ball. We have this chemistry, and we've had this feud for years, 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 years. So me and him go back to like 2000. I want to say it's like 2016, 15-ish, just about. Yeah. And all our matches have just been top notch. I've also had a lot of fun. This was about 2006. I wrestled Jerry Lynn. That was a great experience and a lot of fun. Afterward, we went to the bar and we just talked. Um, and of course, Ray Fury and me have had a couple matches where it was top notch. And I don't know, I have a ball. I have chemistry with certain individuals.
Yeah.
And I think that me and Ray have that chemistry, and we noticed it and we decided what best way to feel this chemistry and put it together than to team up together. So, and right now I'm really enjoying our feud with Rapture. I mean,
Oh.
every time we get in the ring with them, it's something else.
So I'm gonna tell you, man. I can't remember when it was. I think maybe in November. I came to my first Combat Sports Pro show, and it was you and Ray versus the Rapture in the main event. And I think the Rapture came out and cut a promo at the beginning. I was like, okay, these are the dudes. These are the clowns coming in doing their thing, and you guys came out and you cut your promos, and the show was good. The show was fine. I enjoyed the hell out of it. But man, whenever you four got into the ring, and I think I've seen you four wrestle in some sort of combination now a few different times, and y'all tear the house down every single time. Um, anytime I look at the card, and we'll talk about the card for Saturday night coming up here in a few minutes. Uh, when I saw that you guys and the Rapture were going to be in the ring again, instant joy, and you guys really, the chemistry is real for real. Like, but the talent that's in that ring is off the chain. And One more question, and we're going to kind of slide in. And we're going to talk about, and I want to hear your thoughts on Saturday night because you are in the main event at Tropic Combat coming up on Saturday night in your retirement night, in your retirement match. But here's an off the wall question for you. If you could wrestle one person that's ever existed in the history of wrestling, all time, professional, indie, it doesn't matter, who would be the one person that you would want to wrestle in their prime, in their prime?
In their prime. I would have to go with Dean Malenko.
Oh yeah.
Just because he was a big inspiration for me in the lucha business. Like a lot of people don't know this, but when he did his matches with Rey Mysterio, the only reason those matches were really, really good is because he knew the lucha style. And I take a lot of my stuff from him, believe it or not. So Dean Malenko would have been somebody I would have liked to wrestle.
It's wild that you say Dean Malenko. So first off, I've been a longtime wrestling fan for a long time. Like I said, a long time. I watched Dean Malenko wrestle Rey Mysterio, wrestle Chris Jericho, all in WCW 1996, 7, 8, all that fun stuff. I was always a fan of Dean Malenko. Flash forward, I go to Jacksonville, I think in 2019, to see an AEW show, one of their first ever event shows or whatever. And of course, Dean Malenko is one of the agents with AEW. And the next night after the show, I'm traveling back to here in Fort Walton Beach, and we stop at a Waffle House. I'm sitting there eating Waffle House with my dad and my wife and my kid. And I look over there, and sure as hell not, that's Dean Malenko sitting there at the counter eating Waffle House, man.
Oh, yeah.
And I idolized him so much as a kid, just as a technical expert in the ring and just super clean, that I was too afraid to go talk to him. I'll admit, everyone, that I was too afraid to go talk to Dean Malenko, but I'll tell everyone that we ate Waffle House together. So good choice on Dean Malenko. I love that.
I love him.
So let's talk about Saturday night, which, originally the show was obviously the new Combat Sports Pro show coming out of the heels of the last show and the fallout of that. But then it got spiced up a little bit with not only the announcement of the main event, which is going to, here, let me pull it up real quick so I can get it right. It is going to be you and Ray versus Snoop and Sin versus the Rapture for the Combat Sports Pro Tag Team Championships belt, which you are currently a holder of that belt, in a tables, ladders, and chair match. So that was announcement number one that got me, okay, I was like, okay, this is going to be it. We've got the Rapture, and we've got you guys in the ring together, and then it's a TLC match. But then the second one, which makes it even more sweeter, which you announced it was going to be your retirement match. Tell me what's going through your brain as we get closer and closer to Saturday night when you step in the ring with these two high caliber tag teams in a tables, ladders, and chairs match.
So, and I talked to Ray about this, but I feel like some of these wrestlers, like the Rapture, and the other tag team that's in our match, like Snoop and his partner, I feel like they're underestimating me, first of all, because they feel like I'm not gonna go all out in this match because of my back. That's the total opposite. If it's my final match, if I'm going, and this is my final match, I'm definitely gonna. So in my mind, I'm thinking of ways to use these items to my benefit, and to just, I mean, I told Ray, hey, I'm gonna go to the top of the ladder. I'm gonna do something crazy. I'm gonna do something, real crazy. And he's like, you sure you want to do that? I'm like, yeah, no, I do. Like, so in my mind, I'm excited. Because I know it's gonna be a high quality match. It's gonna be a great match. I know that for a fact. Just because Rapture, like, we had that chemistry. I've seen Snoop work. Ray has worked Snoop. So I already know that this is gonna be a high caliber, hard hitting, in your face kind of match. And of course, I already know how many props there are. There's already 2 tables that are waiting at props right now. There's 2 ladders. There's like 7 chairs.
Oh my God.
So it's gonna be, I'm kind of excited because I've been in TLC matches before, And every time I go into these matches, there's some stuff that happened that you wouldn't think would happen. So for me, these are the best and most fun matches I have, other TLC matches or anything goes kind of match.
Now, I've never had the privilege of seeing Snoop and Sin live, but I've obviously, like I said earlier in the show, I've seen you guys tie it up with the Rapture over and over again, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. Um, are you worried at all about your back? I know you said you're going to go full out, but obviously your back being an issue. Are you worried at all about what could potentially happen to your back?
Nope, I really am not. That is like not even in my thought right now. Like in my thought process is I'm going to go all out. That's it. That's it. Me and Ray had this conversation plenty of times. And they were worried about me last Saturday when I went to Revolt. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go all out. I don't care. I'm doing it. I took multiple back breakers and I still got up. So I'm going to be fine. I'm really excited though.
This is, I'm telling you, this coupled with your retirement is a match of the year candidate right here for me personally. Just being a part of the organization and seeing what you guys do. Um, I I'm gonna try to not. I'm gonna contain how excited I am for this damn match. To not only just to be a part of the organization, but to be there live to see not only a well put together match, but also your last match.
Well, I mean, and this is why I think you probably are like the best thing that's happened to Revolve for GM because you are a fan, but you're
Yeah,
also know what you're doing and you're a good voice for the company. Um, so
appreciate it, man.
no, it's the truth. But I think that me and Kachi talk about this all the time, and he said the same thing, and I was like, yeah, he's got a great voice for company. He's a perfect GM, and not only that, like you're also a fan, so you enjoy what you're doing. There's not a
Oh
lot
yeah.
of GMs that could say that they enjoy what they're doing.
Yeah, you guys, yeah, I would pay a ticket to come be there with you guys. And since you brought it up, I was going to bring it up later, but obviously you invite me to be the general manager. You briefly spoke about it at the beginning, talking about your passion for the younger guys in the business, the younger girls in the business, and how you've after 21 years you're looking to uh, keep the business going and in a different way. And I can speak to that personally. Obviously, you not knowing really who I am and giving me this opportunity to come in and be the general manager. And man, it has been an absolute blast. And I tell you and Kachi all the time, whatever the hell y'all need from me, I will do. I will do. I am here. I'm in it for the win it, and I appreciate it. And genuinely, I'll look forward to seeing you Saturday night tear down the house. And I'll say it to you, and I'm genuinely appreciative of this opportunity. And
I mean, you're killing it. So
I appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun. And don't forget, Saturday night, Combat Sports Pro, the hottest ticket in town. There's other wrestling promotions out there. I promise you, they're great. They're doing their thing. But Combat Sports Pro
we just have
is putting
that little something different,
I think it's the beer cans in the background, man. That the aesthetic of props is awesome.
It's just so good. I love it. I really do.
And
For a
you
matter of fact, I got hit up. When was it? It was about 2 days ago. It was a news station, the CW. It
all
was
right?
the news station hit me up and they wanted a commercial from us to advertise, and that came out today at 4 p.m. So I was watching that at 4 p.m.
Damn, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm pretty excited. I have a lot of people coming at me saying, "Hey, we're gonna be there. We're gonna be there for your last night." So yeah, I'm really, really excited for this Saturday.
Yeah, like I told you, my dad's coming all the way down from Alabama. He's super excited. I've taken him to a couple indie shows. He's gone to a couple pro shows with me. He's not a big wrestling fan, but damn, he loves a good show. And I told him, I was like, Dad, I'm just letting you know, tables, ladders, and chairs.
And it won't disappoint. You know why? You know why I tell you? A lot of these talents that we book are good enough to be on AEW, or good enough to be on NXT, or good enough to be on these, big shows. For a matter of fact, I don't want to give it away. I know backstories to a lot of these wrestlers, and I know what's going on in their personal lives. I know a few people that are heading over to AEW for a couple matches to work for dark, both for dark and the main show. And I know an individual that's going to be working pretty soon, most likely for Impact, that works with us. So,
Hell yeah,
but
that's
I
awesome.
don't want to give it away. I'm just real happy for these guys.
No, and I'm glad you brought that up because my oldest son, he's 16. He came to the last show, and I took him to WrestleMania. His wrestling experience is what I spoon feed him essentially when we
Right.
go to a show. So he's seen. I took him to WrestleMania down in Tampa this year, and this is no lie. He had more fun at the last Combat Sports Pro show than he did at night 2 of WrestleMania. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the action. I promise you, you're not getting fed lies here. The action you will get when you come out Saturday night to Combat Sports Pro, Tropic Combat, Props, Brewery and Tap Room on Lovejoy. Doors open at 6 or 6:30. Do you remember
At
6?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
So we usually open the doors at 6. Typically, we have a dark match while people are coming in around 6:40 ish. But I mean, you'll see wrestlers walking around, and then of course the action starts dead on 7 o'clock.
And we got a good lineup for you guys tonight. We won't spoil all the matches for you, but we do have a couple matches. And Lucha, I'd love to hear your opinion on who you think are going to win the other 2 matches that we have lined up and some of the surprises. So continuing with the vacant heavyweight championship belt, the championship was vacated a few months ago. So we're going to the championship tournament. We've got the Ryan Ocean versus Aaron James in the next round. What do you think is going to happen in that match, and who do you think is going to come out victorious?
That is a tough one because both of them are true heavyweights. They're true heavyweights, especially Ryan Ocean. Ryan Ocean, he's a big boy, and as much as I hate him, I hate just looking at him. Every time I see him in the locker room, I don't want to look at him. You know what I mean? Like I just like go away. Like you're annoying me. Just like he doesn't like cruiserweights. I get it. I understand 100%. He hates that we are more talented than the heavyweights. But hey, by all means, to each his own. But he is a good talent. He really is. If not, he would not be in combat. Aaron James, the same thing. Right now, he's been making his name in the tag team world out there, and with him and his partner. And I think it's a tough one. That's going to be a tough one. I'm leaning a little, unfortunately, leaning a little more towards Ryan, but I still think that Aaron's going to take it.
Don't worry, I'm gonna block him from this video so he can't hear you say that. Don't worry
I don't
about
care.
it.
Hey, he can,
Listen,
I'm retired.
That dude comes out, and that dude, yeah, true heavyweight, but that dude's attitude is borderline unacceptable. The way he walks around the locker room and in the ring.
It is what it is. You know,
it is what it is.
That's Ryan. That's Ryan for you.
We also have Mikey Banker versus Toby Farley. Now, last show, Toby Farley was had an unfortunate incident and was unable to progress in the world heavyweight or the heavyweight championship match. But we have him back here going against Mikey Banker. What's your thoughts on this match?
So I've seen a little bit of Mikey, but I don't think Mikey knows what he's getting himself into. I've been in the ring with Toby multiple times, and I could tell you, he gives me a run for my money. Like he is as tough and talented as they come. I mean, he's one of those guys that he could beat you up. He really can. He does all those death matches, strong style, hard hitting individual, and I think that's why him and me get along very well in the ring, and we have that chemistry also because I do the lucha strong style, and so it clicks, and I believe that he's gonna take this one because I don't think Mikey's gonna be able to keep up with Toby. He might be able to wrestle. I mean, I've seen his wrestle; it's good, but Toby's in another level. He really is in another level.
Fantastic predictions. I appreciate it, Lucha. There's more coming and more surprises that we don't want to spoil everything for you. Lucha, would you mind talking about do we have the TV deal going on for Saturday night? The advertisement?
from what I know, Crab House and Flop House are working together, and a lot of the individuals like Mikey are coming down, Snoop and all them, and they're going to be recording the entire show. It's going to be televised, um, and this is I learned from about this like the day of the last show, and it's all new to me. So I'm really excited because I want to show this crew, this TV crew, what combat is all about.
Yeah.
I think that we're like that hidden gem, like that gem that they haven't seen. And from what I've seen of their talent, they got some good talent, but I think they don't know what they got here with combat. And I want to show the world what Ray Fury is all about. I want to show the world what Toby Farley is all about. I want to show the world what Gio's all about. I want to show them what we got. And with that atmosphere that we got and the fans, those fans at Prop Brewery,
Absolutely.
You can't get any better. And I think it reminds me of an old school ECW.
Oh yeah.
It does. And the atmosphere is just it's there. So I think they're gonna be happy with what we give them. And after this, I'm excited to see what they're gonna give us, because I feel like this is gonna be a good relationship going on to the future.
That's awesome. And I'll echo obviously I'm a fan in the audience too. I've sat in the audience of a Combat Sports Pro show. And even as a general manager, I'm back there getting my freak out on at some of the stuff going on. And the fans are the best fans. We make that very small room so loud, and it feels it feels amazing, and the energy is electric. I know it's for me as an audience member and as a behind the scene guy, but I know it has to be amazing for you guys in the ring.
Whenever the fans react the way they do for combat, it makes us go even harder. So I mean, it's a hard thing to explain, but I mean, it just builds that adrenaline for me, and I just go 10 times harder. So I gotta thank the fans, because I mean, they're the best fans that any wrestler could ask for.
Absolutely. Finally, one more question before we pump the show one more time and get the hell out of here. Will Juice be there, and how is he going to ruin the night for everybody?
Oh, every time, so Juice will be there. Of course, he's hosting his little conspiracy corner, like always. There's a deal that management, and you should know.
Yep.
They cut a deal for his show to be on every show.
It's more of a fear of lawsuits. Okay, so it's cutting a deal and being scared to be sued is a whole different conversation.
That is true. That is true.
Saturday night, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're listening and you're watching. You can find this show on YouTube. You can find it on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Saturday night happening here live in Fort Walton Beach at Props Brewery. Tropic Combat Sports Pros, biggest show yet. Tables, ladders, and chairs match with our guest today, Lucha Locura. It's going to be, I mean, when you told me about it a while back, I have literally just been waiting. I have a calendar in my living room, and that stuff is circled on there, ready to go. I am so excited. Lucha, do you have anything else to say to our Combat Sports Pro or From the Top Rope audience for Saturday night?
Yeah. First of all, I want to thank everybody. This is just as hard as it is on me that it is for you. But, I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for the fans. I mean, I put my body through endless torture just to entertain. So that says a lot about my character. I mean, I go out and give 100% every time. But I mean, I really, truly, truly enjoy it. And I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for the fans. So my biggest thing coming out of this video, coming out of this podcast, is thanking everybody, because I'm truly happy that I've had great fans.
And Lucha, we thank you, man. I remember when I first started talking and getting involved with Combat Sports Pro, and I realized it was you. I sent you a picture I took right before my deployment. You were wrestling in Pensacola, and I snagged a picture with you, me and my wife, and you. And you're the best, bro. And I'm thankful. Your fans are thankful. Combat Sports Pro, Fort Walton Beach, we're all thankful. Ladies and gentlemen, come out Saturday night. Props Brewery and Tap Room on Lovejoy. Get your tickets, $10. You can get them online. They're cash only at the door. Come out and see not only the biggest main event we've had at Combat Sports Pro, but also Lucha's retirement match. It is going to be amazing. A lot of awesome matches lined up, a lot of talent coming out. It's going to be fantastic. And Lucha, thank you so much for coming on the show. Do you have any social media or anything you want to plug or anything like that?
Yeah, you could find me on Facebook at Lucha Locura. Not hard to find. Same thing with Instagram. I'm also on Instagram as Lucha Locura. Hit me up. I always respond to my fans, unless it's something crazy. I don't do the crazy stuff, but yeah, I always respond to my fans. So I'm very, very, very welcoming whenever I speak to people. Or you could come to me at the show and have a beer with me. Hey, I'm always down for that too. Now that I'm retiring, hey, I'll be sitting down with the fans or with you having a beer.
And I can vouch for that. He answered my messages, and here we are talking on a podcast today, and I appreciate it. You can find me on Instagram at I Hate Gerge Brooms. You can follow this podcast at From the Top Rope Podcast. You can follow us on TikTok. Jesus, it's been a long day. At TikTok, From the Top Rope. You can find us on YouTube by searching From the Top Rope. You can also follow Combat Sports Pro at Combat Sports Pro Wrestling on Instagram and Facebook. That is the best way to get all the news and all the up-to-date information you can on Combat Sports Pro Wrestling. But ladies and gentlemen, I hope to see you guys. If you live in Fort Walton Beach or in the local area, I hope to see you guys Saturday night at Combat Sports Pro Wrestling's Tropic Combat. Lucha, thank you so much for coming on the show, brother. I'll see you Saturday night. I am ready to get wild, man.
Oh, yeah, me too.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks, y'all.